So fear is the emotion of the world. You are love. You are a spirit, an eternal spirit, and fear blocks that love. So how do you realize that love? And how do you know when you're feeling love and connected with it? When you are connected with love, when you're connected with what you really are, you feel joyous all the time. You feel peaceful. So you know if you're not feeling those emotions, you are not paying attention to spirit. You're not paying attention to the guidance from Jesus Christ, the Holy Spirit, or the angelic realms. I love A Course in Miracles. There are many ways to God and many ways to realize your spirituality. But A Course in Miracles tells us that if you're not wholly joyous, if you're not peaceful, then you're feeling fear or you're judging your brother, because you and your brothers and sisters are one. So if you're judging them, you're actually judging yourself. You can't feel joy and love if you're judging other people, if you think they're doing things hatefully or to harm you. The Course in Miracles teaches us that this is really a dream existence, that we can possibly be removed from God, that we can possibly be removed from our guidance. A Course in Miracles tells us that if we push away that fear, if we push away that judgment, if we practice forgiveness, the only type of forgiveness that really works, forgiving them for what they did not actually do, because as a perfect joyous spirit, they wouldn't be doing some of the things that you're seeing and exhibiting on this earth. As a perfect joyous spirit, they are glowing with love, glowing with light. And right now, on this earthly experience, we are, many of us, experiencing the ego, and the ego is keeping us trapped and believing that we're just bodies. It's hitting us right and left with fearful thoughts all the time, which can give us terrible imaginings, which can cause us to look at other people in our lives and push judgment out to them. When we push judgment out to other people, then we create fear, then we create dissatisfaction, then we create upset. To go back again to feeling that love, make sure and push that ego away. Tell that fear to go away. Refuse to feel that fear and judgment that the ego is pushing on you. You know exactly what you are projecting out into the world by seeing the results in your life. When you're more joyful and peaceful, people are drawn to you and you make a big difference in their life. They feel lifted up in your presence. Both the Course in Miracles and the Bible tell us that Jesus is here providing guidance to us, and the Holy Spirit has been provided to guide us through our entire life. The Holy Spirit is in your mind, is within you, in your spirit, talking to you and guiding you every day, and that voice will be as loud as you allow it to be. But know that feeling fear blocks the Holy Spirit's assistance, blocks that guidance from Jesus Christ. So when you feel fear, you're crumbling back into feeling the bodily existence that you're in this world. You shut off that joyous love, push away judgment of the circumstances happening to you. If you pay attention to circumstances happening in your life, the Holy Spirit is always bringing you opportunities to learn and grow. When we thank them for these opportunities, when we look for ways to help lift us up, to build joy in our life, it's amazing what it can do for you and what it can do for others, and how it can activate that love in your heart. A Course in Miracles teaches us that all thought creates form at some level. Realize that you are creating all the time. You're a powerful creator made in God's image. Both the Bible and A Course in Miracles tells us that, and you'll find that to be so true in your life. The other sad thing is, while you're feeling fear, it blocks assistance from Jesus, from the Holy Spirit, from the angelic realm. They can't control or stop your fear, because it's something you create that does not exist out in the ether. It does not exist in spiritual realm. Only you can control fear. Only you can choose love instead. The presence of fear shows us that we have reduced our thoughts to bodily levels and out of the spiritual realms. So what we want to do is take our focus off the body, take our focus off what might be happening right in front of us, and listen and pay attention instead to the guidance we're receiving, to the love we are, to the love that's in each person and everything in the world, because that is their true identity. Fear does not exist in spirits that are guided by the white light, that are guided by God's love. The other issue with controlling fear is that you believe that you're responsible for your actions, but you don't believe that you're responsible for what you think. You are responsible for what you think. You're responsible for that fear. You're responsible for how it drives you to be depressed, to be anxious. So guard your thoughts, because those fearful thoughts are blocking you. The ego loves those fearful thoughts, and it will keep you trapped as long as you let the ego do it. So make sure and meditate. Make sure and take 10 minutes out of your day to relax, to pray, and let the angelic realm, let the spiritual realms, let God and the Holy Spirit guide you, flood you with love, flood you with joy. Don't ask for a release from fear, but ask for help in the conditions that made it arise. You might have fear about a relationship problem. You might have fear about a money problem. You might have fear about an illness. So pray and ask for help with that condition that's bringing about that fear. You'll be amazed the answers and the guidance you get. For example, with illness, Course in Miracles teaches us that all illnesses are produced by the mind. The body is nothing, but the mind creates, as I mentioned, it's creating all the time. So when we have negative thoughts, when we're judging other people, when we're feeling fearful, it can create a blockage in our body and cause illness. It can cause mental illness and physical illnesses. But if you ask for help with that condition, you can be guided to a certain physician. You can be guided to natural healing methods, like it might be acupuncture, or it might be a chiropractor, like I had to go to after my accident when I got hit by a semi-truck. And it totally healed me over a year and healed my back problems I'd had since I was a child. Realize that you must have chosen not to love, or fear would not have arisen. So sit down, pay attention, meditate. Where have you chosen not to love? Where have you chosen judgment instead? Where have you chosen conflict? That creates fear. Instead, send love out to those individuals. Send love out to those circumstances. You'll be lifted up, and you'll be amazed how that fear goes away. Be willing to have other people come to you with help, because often the Holy Spirit and Jesus Christ and your angels will send others to you to help lift you out of your circumstances and guide you past your fear. Also realize that fear is a result of a conflict between what you do and what you want. Sit down, pay attention. What are you doing that's different than what you want? Can you work on this? Even, for example, if you're trapped in a job you hate, or you totally dislike, or it makes you uncomfortable, or you're fearful if you quit that you'll be out of money, realize that you can keep your job and work towards something better. Work towards something that will feed your soul. Take the steps, write it down, come up with a plan. Same thing with a relationship. When I was in a marriage that wasn't working out for me or my partner, I prayed for the best outcome for both of us. And it's amazing how I received guidance to do exactly that, to step out of the relationship, and love bloomed in my life and the fear went away. Today you can choose to accept a miracle, because fear blocks the miracles from happening. Miracles represent an undoing of fear. Fear miscreates. It causes miscreation in your life. It causes you to block the guidance so that you're moving in the wrong directions. When you decide to push that fear away, when you listen to guidance, you choose love over fear, and your life blossoms, happiness blossoms. Realize that you are often fearful of your own thoughts. You can be fearful of thoughts going on in your mind, thoughts happening on a regular basis. You're responsible for those thoughts. Those thoughts can't happen to you, you are the master of your thoughts. Your spirit, your mind creates those thoughts. So it's really important to have discipline in the one area that matters most. Grasp joy, grasp love. Send love and joy out to others all the time, and you'll find that fear will go away. Also, it's really important to live in the present. If you live in the past, things that have caused you fear in the past, or if you live in the future, all these terrible things that could happen to you, fear grabs you. But when you give that up and you live in the present, A Course in Miracles tells us that that's when we can realize love, that we can see it in everyone and everything and grasp joy and peace instead. The Course in Miracles teaches us that the world gives gifts that are made of fear. If we're focused on bodily images, if we're focused on all the negative news and all the terrible things people are going and all the judgment, it fills us with fear. Instead, if we meditate and listen to Spirit, listen to that guidance, your life can be transformed. It's really important to step past dealing with the bodily senses like we're used to and opening up to psychic guidance. The Course in Miracles tells us that we can't hear or receive that guidance that lifts us out of fear without activating our psychic senses. And what do those involve? It involves being able to see in your mind's eye the guidance you're being given, to be able to hear the guidance you're being able to given, be able to sense the guidance you're being given, and much more. I have a complete playlist on that I'll link in the description below and right here. I'd love to hear your comments about how choosing to step past fear and focus on love in all situations brings joy and love into your life.